please.
Thank you, Chairman. Secretary Granholm, as you know, I mean, you follow the news. We're hitting record gas prices each and every day. The poorest families in this country are being devastated with gas prices. They're being devastated with electricity rates, heating oil over the winter. I always thought the purpose of the Department of Energy was to make us energy independent and hopefully get prices down. Since the Biden administration came in office, shut down the Keystone Pipeline, they've attacked the oil and gas industry. They have made it difficult to get permits. The Biden administration has gone out and attacked the oil and gas companies, saying they intentionally don't want to drill for oil here, while this administration makes it difficult to get permits. Then the latest is they go to Iran and Venezuela, say they want oil from them. And then this week they went and relaxed sanctions on Venezuela so they can drill more oil in Venezuela, but not more oil in this country. So can you explain why why your administration makes it more difficult for us to drill more oil in this country, and why you believe it's in our national security interest to get oil from Iran, clearly a dedicated enemy of this country and of our ally like Israel, and why would you want to do business with Maduro, who has committed genocide against his own citizens, and millions of people have to leave Venezuela because he's forced starvation in his country?
Thank you, Senator. First, the United States will not be importing any oil from Iran or Venezuela. Number two, it is really important to know that this administration is calling for increased production in the United States and has issued record number of permits for oil and gas drilling. Since this president took office, more permits issued in his first year than issued in the first 3 years of the Trump administration. We are now a net exporter of oil. It just speaks to the amount of production that we have been doing, and we will be at record production by the end of this year. A survey was done.
If that's true, how could gas prices be if that's true, why would gas prices have gone up like it's gone up?
As you know, gasoline is derived from oil. Oil is traded on a global market. The global supply of oil has decreased as a result of the Russian invasion of Ukraine, because they used to be one of the world's largest exporters, and countries like the United States have rightfully said, we're not going to take any Russian oil because we do not want to finance Putin's war. Consequently, there have been about 1.5 million barrels per day that have been taken off of the global market. The citizens in Florida and the citizens in South Africa and the citizens in Japan are all paying record amounts because it is traded on a global market. It's why increasing supply is so important. It's why the president has called for 1 million barrels per day to be released from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve. And our allies across the world have also called for increases in theirs, as we are asking for the oil and gas industry to increase production.
So what you just said is not consistent with what I've been given. So if you could get me all that information about over the last, let's say, 10 years of all the permits, and do you think it's appropriate that you should that your administration says the oil and gas companies intentionally don't want to drill for oil?
Well, I think that some are bringing rigs online, and there are some who have said in shareholder calls that they are holding off on investing in capital to favor shareholder buybacks. So it's not consistent across the board. But I will say that it has
nothing to do with the fact that you guys attack them and you attack the oil and gas industry?
Absolutely not. We are calling repeatedly. I talk to oil and gas industry members all the time. We're calling repeatedly for them to step up at this moment and increase the rig count. It's historically coming back after COVID, where there was a lot shut down.
Let me go to my
very
next question.
Slowly.
Diesel fuel prices are hit record highs. It's last year it was $3.17. Now it's $5.63. I just got a story from heard a story from a trucker in Orlando who's reconsidering the trucking business because diesel fuel is too expensive. He said the cost of diesel has single-handedly taken us out of the game one by one, no matter how big you are. My dad was a truck driver. I know how difficult that job is. He and my mom didn't make much money. They would be doing better now until diesel prices went up. So I don't know how a family an independent contractor and trying to make ends meet is dealing with this. So what I don't get is I don't see that you guys are doing anything to get prices down. I mean, and the thing, you look around this country, I mean, people are losing their jobs. I mean, and you guys, I mean, every month you're in office, gas prices are up, diesel prices are up, people are losing their jobs. I mean, I don't see anything happening.
We share your deep concern about this for everyday citizens. There is no doubt about it. It's why we have to increase supply right now. It's why we continually call for more investment in rigs to be able to do the extraction necessary to get supply up. It's happening all across the globe. This is why the recession, the inflation numbers, a huge number of that, 70%, is related to fuel. That is true in the United States. It's true all across the world. We need to increase supply, even as we accelerate our move to clean energy, but we need to increase supply right now to address the very concern that you raised.
Real quick, if you were in the business and your government was attacking, so if you're in the oil and gas business and your government is attacking and the president says, I want to get rid of fossil fuel, would you want to go invest a whole bunch of new money?
With oil at $110 a barrel, I don't know that hurt feelings have anything to do with it. I think it involves in fiscal discipline, as they say, and the decision during COVID to ramp back and now to take advantage of these high prices. However, some are increasing, and I will say this, the Dallas Fed did a survey of all the oil and gas executives, and they found in last month that 94% of them say that it has to do, that the high prices and the lack of production have to do with things other than this administration's policies. It has to do with the price of oil on a global market.
It's a pretty good coincidence. It happened right after you guys took office. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Scott. Senator